Here's the market update. Happy Bitcoin Pizza Day. Who are you going to be? The guy who bought the pizza and gives his crypto away? Or the guy who goes, I'll take a chance? You need a roadmap in crypto. Subscribe to this channel. Turn on alerts so you know when we're going live. And if the content works for you, it is now more important than ever to hit the like button. If you're watching the short videos, comment down below. Ethereum, the next level of the Volcano, the ETF playbook, the new old ETF playbook is coming. This show is brought to you by my Patreon. Specifically, this free content is brought to you by my Patreon, who get custom charts, a chat, and the 6th Street Crypto podcast. If you're allergic to a monthly cost, we have a store with a lot of great reports in it for altcoins for the future. This subtle QR code will get you there via your phone. Please come on, check us out. Check us out. The bull market is back on. In fact, it was never over. Willimeter, hello. Indie Rock Crypto, Bull Runner, forget about it. Bob March, welcome. Joe Mike, Patriot Caveman, Willie, no risk, no reward, Israel, Paul Aiken with the notorious love, Silas, Tex Media, Ashton, Baby Will. Don't forget the links for Patreon are in the description and they're also in the chat. I don't mind saying I had my people on Ethereum 3 or 4 days before it happened. 3 or 4 days before it happened. Okay, news, let's go. Carol, Rave Song Records, welcome. Okay, shockingly, let's start with live TA. Tonight, Nvidia earnings are out. This is ICP. I noticed the AI tokens were on the move today. Fetch.ai possibly breaking out of either a big triangle or a small triangle. Man, I actually like that draw better. Possible upside target in Fetch. New high. Nvidia earnings are tonight. For anyone who doesn't know, Nvidia is the chip company that, has been the AI darling because they've got the software, but they don't have enough hardware. Everyone's freaking out because the earnings are tonight. And the fate of the world apparently rests on that. I disagree. Whatever it is, they can gyrate it, they can trade it, they can shake you out. These problems, they last longer, the shorter and shorter time duration. Frankly, this whole AI trade is dying to move to crypto. Obviously, if Nvidia earnings are good, that would help, but it's moving. It's moving, it's moving, it's moving. Okay, macro. On this day in 2010, 10,000 Bitcoins were used to buy 2 Papa John's pizzas. Today, they'd be worth 700 million. I'm taking a little bit of heat on this one position that's near and dear to my heart, probably too near and dear. And when I saw this, I'm like, you know what? Can't quit. You just can't quit. If they stop you out, they stop you out. But, the one strategy that's worked throughout all of this nightmare, like recently, was hodling. Somebody in my Patreon was like, hey, look, I got most of what I lost back in one day. And of course, the new old playbook for ETFs is with the street doesn't have enough Bitcoin. They have no Ethereum because it went up 20%. There was no seller there. That's why it went up 20%. They still don't have it. They don't. So over the weekend, we're going to stick it to the man. We're going to rock and roll, right? We're going to be the guy that, grabs that 10,000 Bitcoins. We're going to stay with our position and hodl because that has worked. Target, whoops. This could be a metaphor for a lot of things, including the entire economy. Target shares tumble after retailer reports caution about weak consumer. Yeah, this is called demand destruction. I have people I know walking away from things where, if $1 a bottle of water goes up 20%, they go, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And you've got demand destruction everywhere. What do people do in the summer? They go out. They go to movies. They go to restaurants. They go on vacation. Forget about it. I talked to somebody yesterday who had enough money to retire from his job. He's like, yeah, we're done eating out. He's got the money. He's just done getting hosed. Demand destruction is here. And even if there is a bad payroll or a bad inflation print somewhere in our future in June, this is the end. This is the end of inflation because people are just going to walk away. They're going to walk away. And if the job market doesn't cooperate, it's going to enhance the issue. Global bankers are suddenly worried about debt. Whose debt? Well, we know whose debt. Okay. Tax receipts have already gone. There's a reason why the Ethereum ETF just got expedited by the global bankers. That would be Larry and friends. Now, let's talk about propaganda. Let's talk about what the world is trying to sell you versus what I'm telling you and what the crypto market tells you. So it's like you have to have such and such amount of money to survive. This headline is we're closer till you'll own nothing than you realize. You know, the housing market is locked up. Everyone's got their house on the market, but there are no buyers. Nobody can afford anything. I got an idea. Let's stop focusing on the problem. The problem should spur you into action. Today is Bitcoin Pizza Day, May 22nd, and everybody is all in a big hurry to sell the market. It's like we had one day of ETH euphoria, like ETH was back for one day. ETH never left. What's the matter with everybody? Right? Everybody wants to talk about all this negative stuff. Everybody. This same website had microplastics in an unspeakable place. I got a better idea. Let's talk about ETH. Let's talk about the Solana phone. Stagflation is going worldwide. 13 countries, Japanese interest rates up, GDP growth down, the money printing hangover, etc., etc. Hey, I got a great idea. Why don't we ape into some Bitcoin? Why don't we buy the dip in Solana? Why don't we see if we can catch a move to 200? Why don't we see if we can get ETH to 4,700? The biggest risk for altcoins, believe it or not, is that ETH just absolutely smokes. But the whole altcoin universe starting to wake up. Remember the AI coins? Well, not until today. Remember DeFi? You know, who needs a different financial system? It's like, why do we need ETH? Why do we need it? For the rails, for DeFi, for RWA. Like the first problem that occurs, people are going to wake up to things like Aave, synthetics. Like, don't laugh. It's going to happen. Maple, Ribbon. There's a DeFi report in the Patreon store. For goodness sakes, get over there. I think that one is like $12. I don't know. We'll look. Biggest U.S. retailers. Wait, is this cut prices? Is that get this inventory off my shelf? I think so. BRICS nations have officially set a date to not use green paper anymore. You know what? Good, because it needs to go lower. And when it does, it'll be a steady downtrend. It'll be slowly and then suddenly. As a reminder, again and again and again, ETH does great. ETH does great when green paper goes lower and silver and gold go higher. There's nothing stopping this. Look at the Financial Times. Hey, you know, DXY is going to be down for the month. Yeah, big old fat 13 top sitting in DXY and UUP. Meanwhile, every crypto exchange. I am pounding the table on this. I worked at Wall Street. And you know what you can't do at Wall Street? The same thing you can't do in the NFL or the NBA or anywhere else. You can't lose. There is no losing. You have to win. Everybody has to win. Everybody's mandate is winning. So if you have 9 Bitcoin ETF players and then you have 9 ETH ETF players, you're going to have the new old playbook. Like market the ETFs, run television commercials, right? First UK crypto ETPs to launch. Everybody is rushing to launch something. Gold. Gold is much higher. If you're a wealth manager, should you buy gold and risk you bought the top? Because again, that's slow creep. I still think you can buy gold, but where's the beta? The beta on this trade is in Ethereum. Everyone's like, oh, I wonder what I should do. Kramer yesterday, oh, I'm pondering Ethereum. Yeah, you guys ponder, you guys hesitate. They give you these dip days, and then all of a sudden you wake up and it's just all gone. Just gone. You realize what the market's going to look like if you have ETH and Bitcoin. This is called reflexivity. If you have ETH and Bitcoin making new all-time highs at the same time, what's the news going to look like? Right? Dollar fading. Meanwhile, consumers are demoralized. Now, you want to lift your spirits? Hit the green button. How long do you take it's going to think to figure this out? Look at this, right? Telling, engineered, but telling. The green button is the solution. Crypto world hopes for a breakthrough in a place in the United States near Virginia and Maryland. Why did they all of a sudden change their mind? Did they get a phone call from somebody? Oh, look at this guy. Uh-oh, the House bill would undermine regulators for crypto. Uh-oh. People, the United States government is trying to serve the people, even if they don't want to, with this crypto bill. Anything they approve, anything they do, Biden says they won't veto the bill. U.S. House Democrats petition colleagues to say yes on the crypto bill. Guess what, people? Your vote matters. Your vote matters. And you know what? You can take that to the next level with the green button because people still don't get it here. They still don't get it. Yeah, okay. I didn't see the top and I didn't get super bearish. Good. I would rather take the pain on the way down and stay positive, knowing that when this thing turns, I don't have to hesitate. I don't have to sit around and go, oh, when do I get back in? I never got out. I mean, yeah, I hid in Bitcoin and Solana, but if you haven't gotten in, it's a perfect time to get in because they still don't believe it. Even though, like, you look at basic news flow, it's everywhere. Now, the AI trade, it's the part I don't like about inflation. The AI trade is moving. This is an important concept. Copper is now the AI trade, right? Power, machinery, AI, power plants. Copper is up 30% since March. Metals, right? Gold, silver, copper. The AI trade is about energy. The AI trade is also going to go into the decentralized universe. It's moving from Nvidia and Microsoft and the Magnificent Seven only. So it's going from chatbots and hardware over into energy and decentralization. How are you going to have content? How are you going to have anything created by AI or a proliferation of things created, period, and not have blockchain-based proof of ownership? It's happening. 5 ETH ETF bidders. Amend SEC filing. A very important note about this. Cathie Wood changed the application. They dropped the idea of staking. This means they were talking to the government about what needed to get done. And the fact that they're expediting this and the market is still down. It's like, Bill, I think you told us this 2 days ago. Yeah, I'm telling you again. It's like you listen to this stream, you look at this news article, and you go look at the screen and go, wow, they decided to smack this thing today. They don't get it. They just don't get it. Like, okay, maybe some of it's hedge fund asset allocation where people got to move from one coin to another. They got to move from, say, I don't know, Solana and Bitcoin to ETH. That's just an example. That's just hedge fund gymnastics. Who cares about that? Also, remember this thing about U.S. holidays and weekends. While the cat is away, the mice will play. Legacy is going to head for the beach for Memorial Day. And you know what crypto is going to do? They're just going to take it straight up. They're just going to take it straight up. It's like they're not going to let these guys buy it. I wouldn't. Look at all these guys in a hurry. VanEck Spot ETH ETF listed by DTC. Franklin Templeton. All these guys speaking at the end of the month. What do you think they're going to say? What do you think they're going to say? Look at this. This is the most bullish thing I've ever seen. Like, this could be one of the most bullish things of the year, and no one gets it. Coinbase is launching oil and gold futures. And the Chicago Merc, which is like legacy futures, is targeting the Bitcoin spot market. All these exchanges are competing to get these new crypto eyeballs. And the Coinbase is like, yeah, if you were trading over there, just come on over here. Do it all over here at Coinbase. You're going to have Bitcoin ETH. Yeah, anyway. Yesterday was one of the lowest days for SPY. That's the S&P 500 ETF. Some of the lowest volume you've seen. Okay, Zero Tech Minded says, what do you think about the VIX? Okay, that's an excellent question. Let's talk about that. We're mixing up live TA and the news. So VIX is up because people are worried about Nvidia. I don't know what Nvidia news looks like, but I do know this. I know that if you take the VIX chart, live TA style, and you put a chart of Bitcoin on here, when you have a VIX crash, right, like you had recently, like now that the equity market has officially woken up to the fact that the Fed has to cut rates. When you have this final VIX crash, even if you get these spikes like here, even if you get spikes, right? What's Bitcoin doing in orange? This is the Bitcoin futures contract. Whoop. Fear down, Bitcoin up. Fear down, Bitcoin up. It's that simple, right? A reduction in fear sends Bitcoin smoking higher. Now, if there is a problem, theoretically, in June with stocks, that can hurt crypto. But you know what? For how long? For how long? Right? A day, 2 days? You know, we had the Nvidia. Ooh, who cares? You know, Nvidia's stock may move, and then the whole trade moves over to crypto. If Nvidia earnings are great, the stock goes up. These AI cryptos, they're going up anyway. Right? You know, Patriot Caveman likes news, TA news. I mean, if you look at DXY, right, this is actually with Bitcoin. I can take this off. You know, I cannot stop pounding the table on this. Okay. DXY tops, ETH moves up. DXY tops, ETH moves up. Right? Like massive new all-time high. Massive. Like taking ETHE off of this, okay, in Ethereum, it's like 37.97 is the key level. And if that breaks, if ETH gets through that, it's 4,700. Now, of course, there's going to be some hesitation because people have to get adjusted to the fact of what just happened. But the actual resistance in ETH is not the all-time high. It comes from hidden pivot analysis. It's actually 37.92 is the resistance. And if it gets through there, it's just gone. You know, we'll go through more charts in the PowerPoint, but again, doing Solana on the fly, right? Hidden pivot analysis on Solana on the fly, right? 181 is the level. If Solana takes out 181, the upside target is 246. And frankly, I think that could be conservative. You could have a monster blow off top in both ETH and Solana all at once. I saw somebody mentioning yesterday that you had a cup and handle formation in total 3. What do you know? You actually do. Look at this. This is ridiculously bullish, man. This is ridiculously bullish. Let me just draw this cup and handle here. You know, and honestly, I mean, I like this. This is a good rounding bottom, but honestly, it actually, to me, this looks more like this. And again, this formation is huge. This is a 3-day chart. This goes all the way back to FTX. Like this decline right here, this is FTX. Okay. And then, you know, you have crypto winter as, you know, your head. Okay, so if this is a head and shoulders bottom right here, okay, total 3 makes a new high. Here's your upside target. $1.3 trillion for total 3. That's your layer 1s, your layer 2s, your DeFi, and your AI. So that means total 3 would go from 700 billion to 1.3 trillion. Total 2. Okay. If you look at, say, I don't know, let's go with a daily chart of total 2. Okay. Total 2. Sometimes when you get these Fibonacci circle levels, so on May 29th, total 2 is going to hit this Fibonacci circle level. And again, I'm not afraid to draw. This probably is more like the rounding bottom or the cup and handle. Okay, total 2 is all about ETH, in case you're wondering. It's all about ETH. Like the whole thing is a rounding bottom. This goes back to like almost the last cycle. In some ways, it doesn't look any better than that. Like that. Like it was down here 2 days ago, right? So what did this market do to you? Just in case you were wondering. I mean, I know you know, right? But this is total 2. So I'm going to put the thing up here. And I'm just going to remind you what the market's doing, because it's doing it to you again. It's doing it to you right now. Like, did this trade well to you? Like, I looked at this messed with my head, whatever was going on in here. I'm like, oh my God, is this some kind of like, you know, some kind of like flag? Is that what this is? Whoops. You know, frequently, if it's a bullish triangle, it goes down. If it's a bearish triangle, it goes up. It's the opposite of what you think. But I'm like, oh my God, is that a bear flag? Yeah, actually, it's not. It's not. Okay, back to the news. Willy Woo, while everyone was freaking out that the Bitcoin price was not rising over the last 2 months, available Bitcoin was quietly being scooped up. And more important, without BTC printed in its place. Last time I'll say it, it's only a matter of time before BTC squeezes past all-time high. All the Bitcoin ETFs are not backed by physical Bitcoin. I mean, Coinbase has got some of it, but 56% of Bitcoin is not held by institutions. They're going to have to start buying miners and start bidding it up where people will sell, and people just don't want to sell. $10 million worth of GME June calls bought at the ass in the last 10 minutes today. So they're after GME. If you don't know what GME, I don't want to say it. Okay. Now there's 2 ways to look at this. I was a little bit concerned that somebody might get in trouble for being too short this. Now I'm starting to wonder if the rebellion is on, right? If they go after Bitcoin, they start going after Ethereum. They may start going after this too. Wall Street is short, not because they're making a bearish bet. They don't have enough. They don't have it. And I'm seeing indicators like, you know, you saw like big memes moving today with all these things. You know why they're moving? Because big hedge funds are like, if this thing takes off, This thing takes off, man, and we don't have it, we're done. We'd rather get stopped out because it goes down off Nvidia earnings than risk waking up and coming in on Monday and having this be 20% in their face. The amazing story of the pizza purchase that changed history and the man who spent $2.8 billion to transform money forever. Satoshi started a monetary revolution. Total inflows into the Bitcoin network starting to moon again. This light green is the net flows for the Bitcoin ETF. Chart tracks the 7-day moving average. The 7-day moving average, right? So if you can see that line, yeah, the 7-day moving average is up only. Meanwhile, we're all selling. We're all bearish. We're all bearish. Why are we all bearish? Layer 2 network with zero knowledge proofs. You know, we kind of have a right to keep our transactions the way we want to. 7 experts on what Ethereum ETF nod means for crypto prices. Yeah, it means it's going up. It means the new old playbook. They had a year to bid it up. They had a year to bid it up. They don't have a year with ETH. They don't. They don't have 10 minutes. Just in, an official calls for no CBDCs. Good for him. Good for him. It's a nefarious thing, right? Your rights to what? Your transactions, your independence, your inalienable human rights. Want to eat bugs? No. They want to give you a dip? Looks scary? Hit the button. Okay, you look at Arrow. I think I drew this earlier. Just an example of like something that I drew just like kind of randomly, like a while back of like, this is what the path to the bottom could look like, right? And I drew these squiggles and I just left it. And it's funny because here comes the final dip. This is actually tracking. You know, they want to sell it to you. They want to give you a dip. Take it from them. Take it from them. Okay, let's see who's here. 0x Tech Minded, FD White, Baby Whale, welcome. Aiken with the notorious love. Happy Pizza Day. Aiken says, with Stan Druckenmiller recently changing positions in Nvidia, should we be concerned at all? Yeah, if you owned Nvidia. If you owned Nvidia or if you owned QQQ. Let me see if I can bring this up. I know I'm not sharing screen. I have this chart where I have ETH over QQQ. Let me see if I can bring this up. So the question is, do you want Ethereum or do you want Nasdaq? Okay, comes the share screen. This is Ethereum divided by Nasdaq. Okay. Do you want Ethereum or do you want Nasdaq? It looks exactly like Total 2 and Total 3. Ethereum Web 3 is better than Web 2. Steve J is here. You know what? I've been dying to look at this. Synthetics. Like, just like, let's like go grab some old school DeFi. Man, you want to talk about cup and handle? You know how this is now, you know how you know that this is probably cup and handle because of how brutal the handle it is. Everybody goes, oh, it's a cup and handle. How cute. Yeah. Okay. There is nothing cute about that. Nothing cute about that. Meanwhile, again, Wall Street comes on the blockchain. You got Dusk, Ondo, Ohm, and just straight up DeFi. This is cup and handle. Aave. Again, I haven't looked. I'm just like freestyling it right now. Okay. you know, I don't know exactly if this is cup and handle, what, you know what I'm saying? But whatever it is, it's just so brutal, right? They broke it out and then they dropped it. I mean, you know what? Who's long Ave? How hard was it to get long Ave, right? You saw the cup. You're like, oh, okay, here we go. And then boom, they dropped it and went into handle mode and stopped everyone out. So, okay, maybe it's no good, but you know what? It's down 3%. They spiked it up. Everything is negative, probably because of Nvidia. Who cares? Who cares? Okay. Steve J says maybe time to push back against the Fed. Yeah, the Fed is wrong, right? They're going to all talk tough about inflation and it hasn't worked and it's not going to work because the only way to free up liquidity in the housing market is to lower rates. Like you would get the housing market trading again if prices could fall and rates could fall so people could afford to buy the lower priced housing. Nvidia. Okay, so from my perspective, Nvidia is sitting on top of support. That obviously doesn't mean anything. The earnings are what matters, but I can't find the 13 top on the daily, the weekly, or the monthly. You know, I know Stan Druckenmiller was like, yeah, that's enough. I'm done. I'm not seeing the end of the world chart-wise in Nvidia, and even if this does get smacked, everything is coming into the AI coins and crypto, in my opinion. ETH 3,700 was resistance. It's now support. ETH doing its pullback from a DeMark perspective 1 day early. Bitcoin, you got a 9 top today. I'm assuming this is a pause in the trend. If they give you the gift of 67 where the support is, wow, that'd be terrific. But this to me looks like a pause. Now, sometimes these 9 signals are bottoms. This could be a top. Yeah, for how long? Wall Street doesn't have it, right? If Wall Street tries to push it down, they're going to have to buy it over the weekend no matter what. And they're probably going to have to buy it all through consensus. And if it's not Bitcoin, it'll be Ethereum. Doge, how many chances are you going to get? Look at the size of this base in Doge, right? 2 months worth of base. Now Doge is just like sitting on top of support, which was resistance. The top end of the range is now support. How many chances are you going to get? The best time to do a live stream, I mean, you get the most numbers when it's up. Coinbase. Look at this. This is like a match, okay, with like, you know, the downtrend. So I took the downtrend, this downtrend, share screen, Coinbase. I took the downtrend, flipped it, and I know that people have been watching the show, seen it before, but Coinbase is already moving, right? May 24th is the day where it matches up, and Coinbase probably isn't going to wait for that. It's not. It's not. Okay. Now, for the sake of thoroughness, let's look at S&P. Let's just make sure that, you know, we're not wrecking ourselves. So, you know, obviously S&P is massively overextended. What else is new, right? So that's not a particularly good candlestick. This is Nasdaq, where everybody, again, is running in fear of Nvidia earnings. And I'm not saying to be afraid or not be afraid. I don't know, like these trend lines, they're so crazy in equities, right? You have a trend line, you break it, and then you get back above it. Galaxy Digital up 6% today. I just cannot believe people don't want to buy this freaking stock, right? It's like, I just don't care about Nvidia. Like, think about all the things that they try to get us to care about in crypto. Regulation, inflation, geopolitical stuff, interest rates. Who cares? I go through all these news articles. The case for crypto is so compelling that the institutions are like, we want it right now. We want it now. Okay, here comes the dip in silver. Let's look at an 89-minute chart. Okay, Trisha Elliott noting that figures for the event that occurs after October are now accepting donations. They're accepting donations, and believe it or not, they hit all those tokens. They hit them all. Okay. You know, you'd be fantastically lucky to get a dip in silver. I can't even find the last time silver was at this support level. Like the 38% retracement of the overall up move in silver happens to be the all-time, like the prior high. So that would be $30 even. So if silver corrects for whatever reason, if crypto corrects for whatever reason, just take it from them. Just take it from them. Because again, we lived through this all weekend. Oh my God, Nvidia. Oh my God, this. Oh my God, that. They hit the market, and what does it do? It just comes right back. Arbitrum layer 2 looks like the healthiest layer 2 right now. Okay. There's something called Morpheus, AI related, coming out on Arbitrum. Optimism is connected to base. And then there's something called Omni, which I've brought up before, right? Which aggregates layer 2s. It's like interoperability for layer 2s. Why would you need interoperability for layer 2s? Because ETH is going to 7,000. That's why. That's why. Oh my God. Right? Let's go back to go back to the meme coins, right? WIF up 10% today. Okay. It's a triangle. It's trying to resolve its way out of the upside. I don't know if that's going to work or not. Again, institutions do not want to be short any of these high beta things. Okay. As a reminder, Polkadot, you know, everyone thinks you don't need Polkadot. Polkadot was at 7 in April of 2023. Polkadot does this really wicked dance all around here. And then Polkadot kind of tries to break out. Polkadot at 7, buy or sell. Okay. Not a big fan of that. But you got to remember Solana at 181. Okay. Robert Wiley loves the shirt. Silas looking for Cosmos. Trying to make altcoin overtime kind of seamless here. Kind of trying to weave it into the show. If you like it, please hit a like and leave a comment. Really trying to build the stream back up from bear market abyss. Okay, let's try something different in Cosmos. So in Cosmos, we're looking for potentially the end of the bear trend. Okay, so Cosmos went way beyond what I would have thought for a downtrend. So that's interesting. This feels like a massive overshoot. I don't know, man. The whole rally took off from right here. And they banged on this for however many days. I mean, this is not perfect looking. I actually don't know what this is, but I want to say it's the bigger the base, the higher in the space. That's what I want to say. Okay? That's what I want to say. Jupiter, Solana, like Ethereum back, like Uniswap back in the day. Okay? Support in Jupiter is at $1.10. Okay, I understand the reemergence of Ethereum probably has to come at the expense of Solana in the beginning. This is like close to support at $1.10 and basic hidden pivot analysis. This is a 1x in a large cap coin. Near. This is a roadmap thing that worked. I know we've talked about this. Okay, here's where near is right there. Like you could wake up and it could go straight up, and that could be this weekend. That could be this weekend. You know, I noticed the coin I like is in today, along with the coin of the big man. Some of these human meme coins, they just came back. Now, again, I'm taking it on the chin in YouTube for even bringing this stuff up. I don't care. I care. But there are big trades out there. Okay. Noticing Zeph, right? Privacy, you know, down massively, up 17% today. Just wondering at what point people realize that privacy matters and that this was a gigantic give up trade. In other words, people are going to say, how do I know whether or not I should buy something? Well, because if you see this, I mean, this is like down only. Now, there could be something fundamental going on here, but look at the viciousness of this dip, right? Like they take everybody out, then they rally it back. Everything is okay, right? Oh, no, it goes straight down again. But where did it go to? It's just an example. 62%, right? Like if you can draw a 62% retracement and you know what a give up trade is, you can get ready for what's next here. Because I want this stream floating around for when everyone turns around and goes, oh no, it dipped again and I missed it. Omni, down 6%. Everybody's selling. Everybody's selling. Why? I don't know. Because they're afraid, right? It can't even get to the 62% retracement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know what? I'm not afraid to draw a Livermore accumulation cone in this. If you want to know what a Livermore accumulation cone is, it's basically something that a market does right before it goes parabolic. Again, this live TA stuff, you're watching me literally draw it on the fly. Okay, we didn't quite get the 7. Okay. These type of things can be accumulation. We'll see if I got that right. Okay. JTO, Solana staking. What's a good day to buy Solana staking? When Solana staking is getting hammered. Okay. I'm showing the upside target on this is 650. This diamond formation is in play. This could go up 50, 60%. Okay. Aiken says, let's like it up. Okay. Arkham. Okay. Again, more altcoins left for dead. Left for dead. You know, you were able to buy this at much lower prices, and this actually came back. Some of this stuff that never went down, see how they took out the 62% retracement, and now they're hanging out just below the 38% retracement. They just sort of like chill below resistance. And then like in 2021, when it's time, it just goes. Okay. Now let's talk about this. The new old playbook. Legacy closed weekends. ETFs, they don't have enough Bitcoin. They don't have enough ETH. And I'm going to tell you right now, crypto people probably do not have enough layer ones. Believe it or not, I actually think this starts with DeFi. You could see Chainlink, Aave, Synthetics, Maple, Ribbon, Rune, DeFi, right? If everyone's worried about the system, like you can read all these news articles, like, you know, oh yeah, it's depressing for the consumer. Okay, then let's get involved. Institutions are worried. Okay, what are they going to do? They're going to get liquidity via RWA, and they're going to want to get in DeFi. Everyone is blowing off DeFi. I think that's a huge mistake. Now, they may be awake to the AI tokens because the consensus catalyst is coming. But again, the crypto equities, none of this stuff. Bitcoin dominance, like you got a dead cat bounce in this today, right? They're coming back. Depends on how you draw it. Bitcoin dominance, sharing screen. Like if you get another dip in altcoins or another rally in Bitcoin, you're going to get this. You're going to have Bitcoin dominance back where it was in June of 2023. Like that's how hard and fast ETH can catch up. So you don't want to get distracted by all these little corrections. What does Nvidia have to do with Ethereum and Solana? Nothing. Nothing. And everybody gets all worried about these things, and whether or not it's justified or not, it's a distraction. 2 weeks ago or a week ago, I told everybody, start looking at the market, look at the charts, look at the charts. This is a time to like leave it alone. Look at the charts, right? Even if it's ugly and it upsets you, that's constructive. If it's hard, it's constructive. Any relationship with another human being can be hard. Do not let them scare you out of this market. Matter of fact, I got a new line. How about you let them scare you in? Scare you into the market. Speaking of coming in, please visit the Patreon. Please join up. Altcoins, DeFi, you want to know what coins we're looking at? That's the place to do it. We've got the store. If you're allergic to the $15 a month fee, you cannot eat Taco Bell for what we charge to get into this group. And this market is about to turn. When do you get into Patreon? A, at the top, B, at the bottom. I leave this up to you. We will see you on Friday.